Hey there, Rob Sobek here at Dawn's Appliances in Canonsburg today, joined with my dear friend.
Hi.
That's James Hayes.
Also with Dawn's Appliances.
Today we're going to be talking about simpler appliances if you are trying to limit technology whenever it comes to your appliance purchase. Now, James, being a purveyor of very high-end appliances that have all the touch panels and all the Wi-Fi, the AI, the Bluetooth, tell me where you're going to pivot first if a customer walks in saying they don't want technology.
You know what the irony is? You probably would just look at what's in my kitchen. So I went through and picked out some simpler appliances, some things that maybe weren't implementing all the Wi-Fi, all the AI. It didn't necessarily actively avoid that, but it just seems like to me that was just what worked best for me. So if we're trying to steer away from it, laundry is a big point, and that's a real easy one to touch on quickly. People come in, they're like, I don't want touch pads on my laundry units. Speed Queens, they're kind of like the ones that most people recognize. There's a few other ones, but just for reference, just because there's knobs on the front doesn't mean there's not printed circuit boards.
Right. The same electronics drive that system, and their strongest warranty is on their electronic control model. But if it makes you feel warm and fuzzy inside, not seeing a lit up timer or lit up buttons, the Speed Queen, the TCs, and then the TR 3 and 5 top load. The front loaders, you got to have electronics. That's unavoidable. But they are much simpler. They're built very similar to the pre-high efficiency era of laundry.
And you can find some Whirlpools and GEs that'll implement the knobs and stuff on them too, if you're not looking to go Speed Queen. But that's laundry in a nutshell. We're going to jump into things that actually don't have any electronics really happening in them, or very limited in cooking. So.
Right. So, and whenever it comes to ranges is a very good example, because you're seeing more and more touchpads and panels and essentially laptops being put onto the front of ranges, pro ranges. I think fuel type can really help get people away from technology depending on what they pick. So, what do you think they should go for?
If you're looking for a range, stick with all gas. The dual fuel is interesting, but once dual fuel seems to have more issues than the all gas ones because there is just more stuff happening inside of the unit. And also, you look at some brands like Wolf. Their current generation of gas range is a very simple unit.
Well, their current generation of gas range is from when they bought Wolf in 2000 or something.
Yeah.
So they really haven't changed all that much. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah. I do know that they're planning on adding some of that sometime in the next year or two. But as of right now, it's just you got some gas valves, igniters, 2 buttons.
A fan and a light.
Yep, that's it. But that simplicity is kind of why that range lasts so long. There's not much on there to break, and the stuff that can go, igniters and such, are relatively simple replacements. You'll see that same sort of thing carried over to the Blue Star, all gas ranges specifically. Very simple designs. It's very easy to kind of get in and work on your own. There's not a whole lot happening inside of those. I think the most advanced thing I've seen on a Blue Star all gas is the Platinum. Is the light inside changes colors when it preheats. So it's blue and then it's not. Yeah. So, but that once again that helps with the longevity of the product. But once you start moving away from ranges, it's really tough to avoid that. All your wall ovens and stuff today are going to be all some sort of touchpad. A lot of them are going to have Wi-Fi integration into them. There's KitchenAid, their flagship model. It doesn't do any of the Wi-Fi, and it still has the traditional kind of touch panel versus like the LCD screen, like almost like an iPhone screen or something on it. I think the only thing I can think of on the market that doesn't have something like that is going to be like the Blue Star all gas ovens, which is
not like one a year.
Yeah, in 15 years I've sold one. So it is not a real common piece. Most wall ovens are going to be electric. People don't want a gas oven there, but if you want simple, there's 2 knobs and that's it.
Well, and to that point, I've had customers many times look at the wall ovens, be afraid of touch panels, and then they see Thermador, Blue Star, Wolf, maybe some other brands I'm not thinking of, SKS, that have knobs on the panel, and it's just like the laundry story. It's just a drive system for that same touch panel. It's not that there's a lack of electronics by any means, but sometimes knobs just make people feel better.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, it's anything that's going to have the first year of professionals.
Oh,
another
yeah,
one
that's the one
I had people asking me of. Yeah, Still a touchscreen on it. Still, you just kind of interact with it a little bit differently, and it doesn't necessarily increase or decrease liability or reliability. Rather, it's just a different way of interacting with it. But you don't need to get into crazy things like a lot of these brands are implementing, like cameras and AI and all that other stuff. You don't need to have that in your oven. There's actually, it's much easier to find it without that stuff currently.
Well, and to that point, whenever you're talking mainstream appliances, not really getting into luxury premium, it's getting to the point where a vast majority of appliances are coming with Wi-Fi capability, and we field those questions a lot of, I don't want Wi-Fi, and we have to explain that you don't have to set it up necessarily. There are some exceptions to the rule, like GE wall ovens. If you want the air fry capability, you got to be connected to Wi-Fi. Yeah. Whereas with the ranges, that's not the case. So there are certain ebbs and flows of if it has Wi-Fi, do you have to set it up? In a lot of cases, there's good reasons to, with service and things of that nature, remote diagnostics, getting alerts when somebody leaves a door open on a fridge. There's value. But when it comes to technology, when it comes to fridges, that's another good segue. Is avoid, not that ice and water dispensers are some new technology by any means, but if you want a simpler appliance, avoiding that external dispenser is usually a good idea.
Yeah, you're removing a lot of solenoids and dispensers and other things that can potentially fail. I mean, with my, I have that KitchenAid 4-door, and I went with that one specifically, no water. It's just an ice maker in the freezer. It has that simple, like old school compressor in it. It's not getting any of these crazy, like kind of linear compressors and stuff. So it's just a simpler design. And we could probably go into the weeds talking about different compressors and stuff. We won't.
But, yeah, we won't go down that road.
Yeah, but yeah, that's. But yeah, this sometimes picking out something simple is not a bad thing, and internal waters really simplifies that for you.
Well, and to that point, it's not really a technology thing, but French door, bottom freezer, 2 doors on top, absolutely dominates the refrigerator market.
Yeah.
And the problem with the dispenser, when 95% of what you sell is French door, is there is ice in a fridge.
Yeah.
So it's a failure point. It's not really about technology. It's just about science.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Who would think ice is supposed to be made in the freezer?
Yeah, right.
So
crazy.
Yeah, I know. So that's I don't know. And then there are other things out there that are getting kind of wild. Like there's even when it comes to microwaves, the ones that have the temperature probes and Wi-Fi and all that stuff integrated into your microwave. Yeah, it's kind of cool, but you're implementing a lot of things into the unit that don't necessarily need to be there. That are going to create other potential failure points.
In one of the most unreliable, shortest longevity segments in the entire industry, no less. And I know we're in an all-in-one society, but sometimes you just need more than one thing to execute more than one thing. So if you want technology, if you don't want technology, Don's Appliances will definitely have something for everybody. So stop on in, ask for James, and he can show you the tech, the not tech, and everything in between.